Hey guys, I'm Batman. Just joking. Alright, hey, what's up, guys? I'm called Majestical, and this is my world record speedrun for Batman Arkham Shadow. And I just had the idea to try and do basically a walkthrough and a tutorial, and just talking about the game and about the run. I got this run a few months ago now, and then just kind of took a break from the game, but starting to come back to it now. I've been trying the harder difficulties, um, learning what can be optimized. So I thought I need to come back and revisit this run, and I've been asked a number of times some questions about it. How I punch so fast is the question I get asked the most, so I'll try and discuss that more in a second. It's a 2.5 hour run, so grab some snacks and drinks if you're here, staying here for the whole thing. So the beginning of the run is pretty straightforward. Um, if you're playing this game normally, it takes more like 5 to 6 hours. Most of the tutorials will be like 5 to 6 hours. So this is basically the fastest that you can get through the game, at least for now. There's been a number of new tricks found, let's say. So shout out to the speedrunning community. There's a few people that have been around for a while and found some great tricks. I can't even remember all the names right now, but there's a leaderboard on speedrun.com. That's where most people are. A few of the tricks in this run, right there I missed a potential slide. You can slide there to skip a little bit of this. Sometimes I forget that one. That's a new one I just started doing. Anyways, I was gonna say there's a few tricks that other people found in this. I'm not even specifically sure who found a couple of them, but shout out to all those speedrunners, because I was able to integrate some of those into some of the tricks I was able to find. I just started finding a couple of these little shortcuts right there where you can just drop straight down. The smoke bombs are really where it's at right now, I think. Back in the earlier days for this game, the smoke bombs were way more glitchy. I wouldn't even use it very much when I first started speedrunning, because there's a lot of risk to get a big glitch. This game's used to be much glitchier, but it sometimes has some small known glitches you have to watch out for. Mainly the loading screens, like the dreaming sequences, definitely the heaviest problems. I'm guessing maybe they're loading the entire next scene, so there's a lot going on there. But I'll talk about a little more of the tricks there. Here I'm just continuing to use smoke bombs. You can get through these enemies really quickly with that. Obviously you don't have to do that, but that's basically the fastest way of being able to get through some of these sections. There's a little slide trick here. Yeah, so there's an example of the slide that I could have done at the door earlier. This part is odd. There's a few, I tried to optimize how to get through there, but if you slide and then duck down, you can do like a super slide kind of there. Probably the fastest way to learn this game, if you're just trying to normally play it though, is to watch a playthrough like this. And yeah, it's nice that the time is getting down now to under 2.5 hours. That was originally what I really wanted to do, because it's more like a movie and it's more like realistic for playing. In the beginning, the runs were longer, and one of the main problems was, and still is now, is battery life. If you're playing standalone and you're recording, I recorded this with OBS, which gives 1080p quality, but sometimes there's frame drops. There's a few issues, unfortunately, with this recording. I had normally I have my microphone muted, but I update the software on the Meta Quest 3, which is what I use. The iOS updated and turned the microphone back on, so that's why there's I wasn't really talking or anything, but at least you can kind of hear the like continuity of the one run, you know what I mean? But it's, I would have had that turned off. Anyways, back to the OBS. I'm still kind of working on what's the best way to record with that. So the battery comes into play a lot. I used for this run a battery pack. This one that I have right here. So it has built-in cables, but I used a high quality the USB-C? I can't remember. This cable, I use like the one that, you gotta use the one that comes with the Quest 3 to make sure you're getting high quality charging. And like that, you can run the Quest 3 for a long time, enough to get through this run, especially now that it's down to like 2.5. I need to optimize some of those encounters. What is it, like the stealth encounters? Definitely a little bit of room for optimization here. Playing on the harder difficulties has been good, because it forces you to rethink what to do there, because you can't like brute force your way through. On easy, the reason I play it on easy is because it's the fastest way to get through the game. But some of the parts you can just kind of like brute force through that are way more hard on like the hardest difficulties. You can't do that. Like, you can't just charge into a group of guys with guns. Sometimes here you can. A lot of these little tricks I figured out on my own, but there's a few big skips that I got from other people. People on YouTube, Discord, I look at a little bit. Instagram. Sometimes, yeah, there's been a good community of helpful people, so thank you. And I'm hopeful that's partly why I want to make this video, to maybe help other people. You can feel free to ask me questions. Yeah, feel free to ask me questions anytime. It'd be great if someone can beat this run. I will potentially, like I'll start trying again. I may start trying again anyways, but this run was, I was almost like kind of shocked to get it. I was trying over and over again to get everything working together. Some of the skips were a little bit tricky, and finally got it with no crashes. Or I think there might be one really quick like out of memory crash or something. I can't remember, but fortunately it didn't crash the game or the recording. I could continue. That happens quite a lot. In some of my previous runs, I've had that a bunch of times. It used to be way worse. The latest update, they fixed a lot and made the game way more stable, which is awesome. I love this game. It's one of my favorite games ever, if you can't tell. Really enjoyed playing it. Camouflage, the people who made the game, they actually reached out to me and sent me a t-shirt, which is awesome. Really like it. Try to show that. Yeah, so anyway, that's super cool. I've only worn it one time when I got it to take a photo, and now I'm just gonna keep it nice. I don't want to like wreck it and wear it all the time. But I just really like it, and was super honored kind of that they, I don't know, knew about me and whatever, the run is just so cool. So thank you to those guys, and for also making a awesome game. Yeah, maybe I'm gonna like frame that t-shirt one day or something. I have a bunch of other Batman stuff actually. I'll get that out in a minute maybe. I've been a huge Batman fan since like the original basically. I was born in '83, so Michael Keaton was my Batman. I grew up watching that. So Batman Returns also. I have a couple things from the movie. I'm like a collector, and got those in an auction a while ago. I have a bunch of old, like I have old like VHS and stuff like that I've had forever. I just watched that again recently. The Batman, original Batman, like Tim Burton. Oh man, the first two by Tim Burton are just awesome. Great movies. I love all the Batman movies though. And the Arkham like verse is just so cool. Everything about it is so cool. I've heard rumors there might be a sequel to this game. That would be amazing. For me, I would love that. I hope there's more of like the city and open world, and I feel like that would work really well because this game's kind of a masterpiece. They created something so great, and they could build on it in so many ways. I was hoping they'd do like a DLC or something. I would get that right away. But if they did like a sequel, I'd be all for it. I guess one of the sort of most controversial things about this game was that it's exclusive to Quest 3, which has pros and cons. I totally understand that if you don't have that headset, it sucks because you can't play the game. That sucks. I hope maybe those people will be able to experience it. Maybe with the sequel they can, I don't know, maybe it'll be different. Okay, so there's a very important skip, because we should have been talking about that. We skipped through the vents there by vibrating against the vent and then cape whipping through. Here you have to make sure you're standing right on top of the fence. You can use your vision to look down, and then you're trying to fly right over this wall. You need to get right inside here, and then you want to get close to that door, but not quite through it. But you can't go just to the left, or you can get stuck there. Um, Basically, by skipping through the vent, it creates a bunch of problems later in the game, and this is the workaround to get through it. You have to jump. You have to jump over that wall back there, because the door is locked because you didn't follow the proper procedure. So that was a skip found by the community. So respect to whoever found that one. The skipping through the vent is a really cool clip. I used to have some other clip tricks back in the day. You used to be able to like put your head through the wall and like clip through walls and stuff like that. They started fixing all that stuff. Um, yeah, you basically can't do any of that stuff anymore. But the cape trick still works. I wonder if they will patch that, but it's kind of cool how for speedrunning, at least, how there's these tricks. You know, it's like reminds me of the old playing the old. I love retro gaming too, so reminds me of the old Batman games, um, where there's these kind of like um, glitchy little tricks you can do to skip sections, you know, because yeah, it's sometimes it's kind of tricky speedrunning a game like this because they can update it, right? Which is good and bad. You might find a new trick and then they update it the next day. Um, so now it's kind of good that they did like massive updates and then said that's it. It would be nice if they would fix a few more little things maybe, but overall, compared to how it was, how it used to be, they obviously put in a lot of work to keep it going. Here, I think there's some like frame dropping a little bit. I think that's just in the OBS. Um, yeah. There's been some problems with the internal recording as well. It's kind of hard to deal with managing the recording and the battery life. I learned some tricks for how to manage the battery life a little bit with like you can turn on the brightness a little bit. I use the night mode almost all the time, basically like all the time, unless I'm turning it off to like look at compare it or something. But yeah, I prefer the night mode. It's just easier on strain on the eyes. The longer run can be like pretty straining. I try to yeah, I don't know, like rest my eyes. In the breaks, there's quite a lot of like quick little loading screens and stuff. You can like close your eyes, rest your eyes. Oh yeah, back to what I was saying about the pros and cons of the standalone. Yeah, the cons are obviously some people can't play it right now. The pros are that it's really well made for the Quest 3. Um, and it's the kind of game you need to be swinging around. You need tons of space. It's the most game like that I've ever played. I would highly recommend for this game using like a physical boundary. I use a circular mat that I stand on that's the size of where I'm going to be walking, and then I check that if I'm punching at my full reach, I'm not going to be able to hit anything. Um, and then I can tell where with my feet, even I can tell with my feet where to walk. I also wear shorts, and I have like my pocket like tied, and I keep my battery pack in my pocket. I know a lot of people have, so I have like a custom strap, but I don't have the Bobo one, I think it's called, which I think has the battery pack. I've heard that's great. That's probably maybe better option. It would be good to balance out the back for sure, because the Quest 3 is a little too front heavy, but um, yeah, like it's already pretty heavy, so having more weight on your head is kind of frustrating, especially when you're like swinging around punching and stuff. But anyways, that works well for me. And then I can switch the battery pack. You need to make sure you have like charged battery pack if you're gonna try and do this. This cutscene is one of the most can be some of the most frustrating. I usually wait a second for the scene to load, and then immediately start holding down the skip scene and don't move and stuff. Don't like swing your arms around. Don't start looking around. Because those parts can crash. But I think they got updated to be a little better now. Okay, so I guess I should talk about the punching. So a lot of the time you can use smoke bombs. Generally try to do that. When you don't, the best combo that I like to go for is the cape stun and then the 5-hit punch combo. Sometimes you'll get interrupted, especially in the harder difficulties, and you can break the combo to other people. You kind of have to pay attention to what's happening, but so the faster you can do that combo can really help a lot, especially if you have other guys coming at you. So you really need to, yeah, it's key to get as fast as possible on that. So some tricks for how to punch as fast as possible are like it's really not, there's not that much to it. You can right now kind of practice. It's not punching as far as you can. It's like thinking about trying to punch as fast as you can. It's like quite close to you, as if you were hitting like a punching bag, like that. Typically I'll try to switch it up, so I'll have maybe the right like this, the right on top and left on the bottom, and then it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So it's super quick. It'll be like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can just practice that over and over again. It's basically like that. So it's swipe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that, and that's basically it. It's pretty much as simple as that. That can get tiring, and it's kind of a combination. I like the combat in this game, although some people, I for sure don't like it at first. It's a little frustrating at first because it's kind of unique. It's not fully like full range combat like Thrill of the Fight or something is more like that, but it's also not full rhythm. It's like in the middle. So yeah, it's mainly about like just getting the timing and the rhythms down for being quick. Trying to be quick is helpful, not just for like speed running, but for fighting a big group of guys, for example. You really need to be quick. Like put down one guy, jump to the next guy. You need to be like flying around. That's what's cool about the combat system, is you can do stuff that you realistically can't do, like fly around the room and that kind of thing. I just had this idea to try and do this video, I guess, because it's hard to like talk through when you're or film when you're playing. I've tried streaming a little bit. I haven't tried streaming VR before actually. I feel like I'm just so engrossed and in the game and can't see like the chat or the screen, so it's like what's the point? I mean, anyway, so I thought this would be an interesting new idea for maybe just like trying to talk through some games and give some tips and stuff. It's funny there. You can, if you step away, you can like you can move your head off your body. There's a couple of parts you can do that. Sometimes here you can see I'm facing the wrong direction. I'll just stay looking where I'm looking. Oh, so I got a memory crash there. That's again on those loading screens is where you're gonna get the crashes. So I had to reload the game there. You can see my living room for a second there. So I lost a little bit of time there. I think that was the only one though, if I remember. So, which is pretty good for an entire for an entire run. Not to say the game crashes all the time, but when you're, especially with speedrunning, you're like trying to break it, kind of like you're pushing it, you know. You kind of have to pay attention to how the loading works and think about if you know anything about web development. I'm not exactly a super advanced developer, but I have a bit of a tech background. Like you can kind of think about what's happening. Like for the example, those big doors, I think those are intentionally there to slow you down a little bit while there's a load happening, which is really smart. Actually, there's lots of smart design ideas like that. Like right here, this is a risky place for crashing because it's obviously loading this entire area. So that's why I think that area is slow, and sometimes you need to intentionally go slow. Like I've sort of stopped pushing it as much as possible through a spot like that and just kind of like walking through sometimes because the game wants you to slow down. Like, yeah, anyway. I just happen to know where there's a couple spots where it might crash. You know, if you've played the game over and over again, I've probably played this game dozens of times. For a while, I was doing one game a day, so you get to see that. It's a great game. I really enjoyed a lot about it. It helped me kind of be a little more active, and that's part of the great thing about it. It's as much sort of exercise as you want, though. It's not. It's relaxed. It's sort of chill enough that I can play it as long as I want. Unlike Thrill of the Fight, where it's like 5-10 minutes, I'm gassed. You know, like it's full fighting. That's part of the good thing about this combat style too, is um, you get a much longer sort of game out of it. Um, but yeah, I love this part. This part never gets old. It's like a welcome home, Batman. Some of those decoder things can be, I don't know, it's funny. Like, you just kind of have to hope you're close to the solution right away. There's a little bit of kind of RNG there, I guess. This part you gotta watch. You don't grab on the farthest side there. You can glitch and fall down into the pit. So basically at this part I'm just using like smoke and stuns for crowd control kind of, and then yeah, just taking guys out as quick as possible. I like to save my points for using them sort of in a burst. I've kind of tried to figure out what are the best abilities, but yeah, still not 100% sure. The longer gas, I always get that one. Critical hits, it's not as important, but yeah, I mean, it can be, so I get that one. Yeah, I like getting the armors, especially the gun armor, just so you can kind of brute force a little bit faster. Getting shot is probably the easiest way to die, too. There always has to be one guy left up here. It used to be kind of glitchy, but now they bring the guy back up. That probably could have been a little bit faster. Usually I grab that guy, I missed that. Waited just a second too long there. I used to go into the grate and grab him. But it's slower. The game's obviously much easier if you're not trying to go as fast as possible. But it's quite fun trying to go fast. But if you can take your time, it's more enjoyable, especially like the stealth parts. You know, you can just kind of creep around up in the air. I love how you can. There's all kinds of little tricks, like you can when you like make a guy hang by his feet from the places up high. You can then use the batarang to like cut the rope and make them fall down, and then keep bringing the guys up the same one. Started doing that a bit more now. I still just kind of, as I look at this, think like, how can it be faster? Yeah, I don't know. There's definitely lots of little small things, but overall I was really happy with this run. I was really hoping for to get the first run under 2.5. I didn't even know if it was possible. I think my first run was like probably like an hour longer than this, you know. So, but it was, I knew there was a lot of potential to make it better. So now I have at least, now I have maybe a couple of upgrade points. Can't remember. Still saving them at this point. Still not sure what's the best time to do that. Sometimes that going into your like loading screens and stuff like that can slow you down or be a little glitchy and stuff. That's why, partly why I like to do it in like a bunch. But it's good to get them as quick as possible too. I love these parts where the Batwing comes down. When you know where it's coming from, it looks so cool. Oh man, for standalone graphics, this game is pretty good. Like, it's really good. Definitely rivals some kind of older like PC VR. Starting to get there. Not quite there, maybe, but I think it's not far off. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if next few years we really start to see that starting to get really good. You know, I've been kind of I've been kind of interested in VR since like the 90s. Like, not really though. Like, the first time I tried it was at the fair, you know, and it was like terrible. It was like huge, bulky, like um thing. Like, I don't know, it's kind of like interesting or whatever. Not like, but compared to today, it's just insane how good it's actually starting to get now. Yeah, it's super exciting. I think it's so fun. Like, I feel like it's actually just starting to get like really, really good. You know, and it's kind of funny because my favorite movie, or one of my favorite movies, I mean, obviously Batman movies are some of my favorite movies, but probably my all-time favorite movie growing up was Hackers. It kind of kind of shaped me or influenced me in certain ways. It holds up. It's cheesy, but it holds up pretty well. It's still a great movie. Um, but it's funny because like the sort of bad guy is like skateboarder and like he has like one of the like old school like super expensive fancy VR headsets and but tries to like screw the hackers over kind of thing. And it's funny because like as a kid when that movie came out, like as a teenager I related to the hacker kids the most. It's not that I relate more to um, the other guy now. It's just like I'm more like closer to his age now probably and starting to get into VR myself, so it's just kind of funny. Um, Anyways, it just makes me think about it all the time. The Batman, yeah, I love the Batman movies. Um, what's what's his name? Matthew Perry from Friends. So he went to the same school as me for a little while. I read his. I didn't know him though. He's older than me, or he was older than me. maybe like 10 years older than me or something. Um, and he loved Batman. I think he started his autobiography as "I am Batman," or ended it. I can't remember which one it was, but it was like a part of his childhood, and yeah, I wish he he was a cool uh, guy, troubled, just sort of tragically, you know, but a good guy in some ways, and I wish he hadn't be like he said he would have traded all of his I had a lot in common with him as well. Like, he moved out to the West Coast, and so did I. We went to different parts, did different stuff. His parents are divorced, same with me, and I'm not saying I'm a lot like him, not really, but I wish he said like he would have traded his all his fame and fortune to not be an addict. He had such a bad time with it and couldn't control it. So sad. But I wish he'd been able to try this game, and yeah, basically, I wish I'd known him and been able to help him or something. But obviously, everybody thinks that it's probably wouldn't have happened, but anyway, sometimes I just feel like when I'm loving this game, playing this game, I feel like I'm vicariously like enjoying it for him, kind of, because he died right before it came out, and he was always into like video games and stuff like that. It just makes me wonder, would he have loved it, like getting to be Batman? Anyway, this part's tricky. This is probably the hardest part of the game the first time you're playing the game. You gotta watch your health. You gotta wait till this guy has his Batarang symbol appear above him, then hit him with the Batarang, stuns him. You gotta use your smoke grenades, but strategically. I'll use one, I think. Yeah, you want to make sure you have one sort of toward the end. Get these guys down as quickly as possible. Smoke helps as well to sort of block the other guys from attacking you and the boss from attacking you. If you're slow here, he'll start shooting and stuff like that, especially more, or maybe that's only in the third, or maybe it depends on the difficulty, but you want to try to be quick, stay on the sides, put up the smokes, try to keep your health up. Here, I should be doing like a quick dodge, but on easy you see it hardly even hurts you. But you should do like a quick side to side dodge there. I'm just trying to do it as quickly as possible. This is where it starts to get really hard. Again, you want to be like super quick here. Boss is shooting me, so I want to try and move to the side, fly around, lose his focus, kind of. I could have turned and shot at the boss there, but I tried to just do it as quickly as possible. Such a satisfying part. I love this part. First time punching him through the floor, I was like, yes! Let's go! It's so fun. Sometimes random stuff will happen here, like things will fall through. Sometimes that gun right there will fall through the ground and like land on you and stuff. You can also just walk away here. Like, I can step off my mat and just start walking through my house, and like you'll be like gone in the game. Kind of, it's funny. In these cutscenes where you can't move, yeah, you can walk around and stuff. Here, I'm just being silly and making like rude gestures. Falcone's so annoying. Gotta love to hate him. I realize when I'm trying to do the punch as quickly as possible, like that. That's what it kind of looks like. You know what I mean? That's why I just started doing that all the time now, as quickly as to hit the like punch button as quickly as possible. I love these little skips like where you can jump down. This can be this. There's a big load here. I think sometimes you just gotta hope you get lucky. Usually it's not a problem if you're not speedrunning, because the problem with speedrunning is you're like forcing the game to load as fast as possible, which realistically most people aren't ever doing. Like the game isn't really designed like that. There you can hear me kind of just like that's why the sound isn't very good. And at the end of the video, the sound gets a little bit like delayed or something, which is really annoying. I'm glad that I was lucky that the recording worked and everything. Like often, that's the thing with this run. I would just try to do one every day and see if everything would work. Right? It's got to be like the recording working, um, the game not crashing, me not screwing up. And so when everything kind of worked for this, even though there's a little bit of problems, I was still like, yes, like happy about it. Obviously, I would change a couple of things, but here you can kind of like glitch into some of the jail cells and stuff like that. Hanging around in the jail is cool. Like they did a good design. Someone was saying there's like a penguin cell upstairs hidden or something. I don't remember seeing that. I was gonna go look for that. I saw something about that on online somewhere. Maybe on could be on Reddit. Look at, but yeah. Anyway, it's kind of like I like the kind of dark and gloomy kind of like style. You don't want to be in there like all the time though. It kind of starts to like weigh on you, but it's like it's cool. It works well. Like it feels kind of like almost like you're in jail, like oppressive. Kind of gives you like a weird um, sort of feeling, weird feelings. Yeah, so shout out to speedrunners, Graph Oz, Speak 22, Jiggles TM, FOK, and they helped. Um, Clown Puncher, D4L Tonic. and some other people on my YouTube have helped a lot. Got quite a few numbers of views and subscribers from some of these videos. Some of the other VR videos I've been doing after this have done even better. Like, been playing pools. That game's amazing. It's just kind of like a maze, visual, like crazy cool game. I really like it. Very different. Anyway, the story here is awesome. Some of the sort of lore of this game is awesome. I guess I won't try to spoil everything, but you should. I would highly recommend playing through the game and watching all the cutscenes and the stories and everything, because it's really interesting, and it's very like you wanna do it again. Like, I got to the end and I was like, oh, whoa, now I want to, like, now I have to try it again. And you see everything from a different perspective, because you find out more about what's going on, like, through the course of the game with the different characters. Yeah, so it's super cool with like Scarecrow and what's his name, Harvey, and Joe Chill, are like some of the main kind of characters with like interesting stories, you know.
Money.
Speak 22, Wesdie, um, Italic Muscle. Anyway, yeah, some of the people who've helped me, so thank you. Yeah, so a lot of my questions have been like, how do I punch that faster? Isn't it like really tiring and stuff like that? So basically, you want to like try and, like I said, go as quickly as possible. You're almost using like your wrist, like, as quickly as possible, right? So it is tiring, but it's not like crazy tiring. It's a good workout, actually. Like, I would say playing this game, I lost like probably 5 to 10 pounds, like, doing this game every day for a couple of months or whatever, and I've kind of like lost a bit of fitness after not doing it. That's why partly why I started to get back into it, because it's just great fun and a really good, like, kind of daily workout. Yeah, at least I think so. So that's part of the reason why I kind of enjoy doing this, like, on a daily basis sometimes, you know. So, Good Gamer 360 said, "Ha ha ha, nice run. Do you have a special technique to punch fast, or you just Muhammad Ali your way across?" So basically, yeah, like I said, it's a little bit of a special technique. Um, it helps if you switch it up. That helps with the tiredness, right? Like you can go like hands beside each other. 1 2 3 4 5. 1 2 3 4 5. 1 2 3 4 5. 1 2 3 4 5. 1 2 3 4 5. Like that. So you're basically just trying to hit like as fast of a rhythm as possible, and then on the net, and then maybe like switch to a different guy, engage a new combo. Then you're trying to do like 1 2 3 4 5. 1 2 3 4 5. 1 2 3 4 5, and then switch to the next guy, and then maybe like turn. Now you're over here, and then you're doing like 1 2 3 4 5. 1 2 3 4 5. 1 2 3 4 5. Like, sometimes it doesn't even look like I'm doing anything really, but it's like so it just looks like I'm almost like shaking, and it's almost like that, like you're like shaking maracas, like drumming kind of, you know. But it's more of that movement. When I first started playing this game, I was doing like full punches and like, and I feel like that's what a lot of people do at the start, and so that seems like impossible to do like 5 full like haymakers. You're gonna be like exhausted, and it's slow, right? So you're not doing that. The way the recording is cool. It's like it's better than it used to be for watching VR on flat screen, but it doesn't translate very well. I wish you could. At least it's getting better. It used to be like basically unusable, but the translating the 3D into 2D is like starting to work. At least it's watchable, but it's frustrating. I wish like you could see more, and you could. It doesn't really convey the environment and the everything sort of. I mean, I guess this is generally your field of view, but yeah. Anyways, I'm trying to think what the word is where there's like a 3D scene and then it's like sliced in a 2D way. Can't think what the word is. Anyways, all these keypads, if you just remember the code, you can immediately skip it. I kind of like how they did that. They don't force you to go through the like find the number, and then Alfred, excuse me, Alfred in one was like, "Lucky guess, sir," and he's Simon's like something like that. I like how they put in stuff like that. One time I forgot it, and so I just like opened a browser in the game, still with the game going, like looked up the code on the browser, close the browser. It's so cool how you can open like a virtual screen, look it up, and then come back in and go through it. Anyway, little secrets. These rooms, I can probably optimize this a little bit. Yeah, I screwed that part up. Usually I hope that guy's still waiting right there. Or usually he will be. Yeah, wasting time here. This part's frustrating because you can't just completely brute force it. It's too much. You kind of have to be a little bit strategic. So that was like not too bad, but not great. I'm like talking in the background. I didn't know I was being recorded. It's annoying. These parts are frustrating. A frustrating part of the game. I kind of wish they would change this part. Um, where they make you wait and they do this weird map thing. The maps often sometimes kind of glitchy too. Like it doesn't even show the right spot and stuff. But it's a good time to take a break, to drink a water. You have to be kind of strategic with that too. Like I'll have for this run like a bunch of water, and I have a tap pretty close, and I have like a spot where I can put the cup underneath the tap um, without looking. Like I have like a coaster where the tap is, right? Um, so if I need to get more water, um, but yeah, you also want to like make sure you do basic stuff like go to the bathroom before starting the run because 2.5 hours plus you get like super dehydrated from exercising, and then you need to be drinking lots of water to like stay hydrated, right? You also never know. I should talk about that. You never know how long the run's gonna be. Excuse me. I need some water. 1 second. Um, right? Like sometimes I'll start a run and then die like an hour into it. Um, Often it'll be like 1 to 2 hours is like typical play time for this game. I would say, even if I'm not trying to beat it, um, by then you'll kind of be, you know, getting a little tired and that kind of thing. So, but you have to be prepared if you're trying to do the speed run for the 2.5 hours, right? And sometimes by the end you're like, oh, like it's like late and middle of the night and tired, but you have to finish. I'm always like hoping I get to that, but then I'm like, oh come on, let's go. Did I turn on the shock gloves? I think I might know it. I always kind of debate whether to. I probably should have added the ability upgrade for shock there. It's usually a pretty good idea. Problem is in easy you can kill most guys with like a quick 1-2 combo like right here. Super fast. No need for anything crazy, right? What I mean is you don't need tons of hit upgrades as much as in the other difficulties. That was strange. That was an odd hit there. You really want to watch here. You don't throw the smoke bomb on the machine. The shock, like, uh, um, machine there that you use your shock gloves on, because that'll glitch the game. There's a bug there. If you throw a gas or smoke bomb like right on top of that thing. So this knife part, I found you can skip this tutorial, um, but sometimes it's kind of iffy. You kind of need to make sure it's sort of like engages. Let's see how I did here. I can't remember. That wasn't very good. I probably should have hit him. Sometimes you can just immediately dodge and fly up. That the game can glitch there too, where you get like just stuck in that sort of like slow motion. Here I usually use a smoke and try to take down as many as quickly as possible. You gotta learn the smoke combo as well. It's like punch, downward hit, punch, right? That one helps to be able to do quickly. As far as the special abilities, I pretty much use that the like flaming kick one. I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head. Like, but I pretty much only use that one. I've tried the some of the other ones a little bit. Haven't had that much success. That was sweet. I love how you can do stuff like getting the grapple in the midair like that. I don't always get that. I think right now I'll add some upgrade points, or sometimes there I'll change my points. It's a good time to do it. I should have gone back to the smoke there. I shouldn't have. It's usually better to just stay in the. Try to. Sometimes if you go on the other side of the smoke, you can lure them walking into it. It's definitely the fastest way to kill most enemies. If you go too quickly here, this room won't like load here. So that was really good. Sometimes like this cutscene won't start. You have to go back out of the room and come back in again. Here's a good kind of great break spot. Excuse me, to like get some water and stuff like that. You have to be kind of moving around a little bit here, but overall it's pretty chill. This room's really cool. It's cool to walk around and look at it. You can glitch your hand through surfaces by holding something, and then so you hold, for example, anything, but you can use your batarang. So you grab your batarang off your chest, you hold it against the surface, and then you let go of the item, and it'll clip your hand through the surface, which allows you to, as an example, here in the corner, there's like a, was it an echo? They're called. You can grab it through the wall. Um, there's a couple parts. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna do it here. I'm trying to do it. Yeah, there, got it. There's a couple parts in the game where that is useful, especially for like the collectibles. You can like reach through a wall or something to like grab it. That's a good trick though. That might lead to more other tricks. One of the other tricks, have I got there yet? Is that you pull out your gun and you put your hand through the wall, and then you grab your gun again from your hip, but inside the wall. So now you're holding your weapon on the other side of the wall. Sorry, and then so you're holding your gun on the other side of the wall, and then you can shoot, as an example, at the door locks that are on the other side of the wall by like pointing your gun backward, firing, and then using the detonate button that's used in one skip part. So yeah, I guess what else can I talk about? Um, I love um, I love this new generation of VR gaming. It's awesome. So here you want to use a cape speed skip by throwing your cape stun. You can force Batman to walk quickly, and if you engage an enemy quickly there, it'll skip the next cutscene completely. That's a really good skip right there. One of the other original speedrunners for this game figured out that trick. So yeah, I guess what I was saying, I love VR gaming. I do, yeah, I have like a tech background, and I'm a PM. Um, I do like web stuff and stuff like that. But when I was in school, I got like first place in my video game class at university, and just have always been, yeah, I don't know, enjoyed video games. Um, and then, yeah, I kind of like took like a break from gaming for a while. Just kind of got bored of it, I guess. And I was actually kind of waiting for VR. Like I remember kind of taking a break of like playing some like flat screen shooters, and it was great fun, you know. Um, like PUBG, awesome game. But I remember thinking like, man, like when this is in VR and stuff, it's gonna be the next level, and I'm like kind of waiting for that before I do a lot more of this. And now that's like happening, and it's like so fun. Like Contractors is kind of similar. It's super fun. I've played that a little bit, not a ton, but I've played so many games. Like I'm super into. I probably tried like I would literally say like like hundreds maybe of apps and games and stuff like that. I wouldn't mind getting more involved in like the industry and stuff like that. I see so much like potential for learning, and I love doing like expensive, dangerous things that you can't do in the real world, like sailing and cars and drive planes and guns, and like you can just learn, and like yeah, it's just super cool. But yeah, the learning potential for anything is amazing. Really, like it's unfathomed. Like there's a place near me actually where like the firefighters are using it for training, because you can be like you're in a burning building without really being in a burning building. Like stuff like that is just like amazing for training, you know. There's a bunch of little like Easter eggs in the room here. You can like hit the punching bag. I thought that was cool. First time I played it, I remember just kind of hanging out in this room. Some of the characters are really like funny. Bolton's like super. Yeah, he's like such a dick, but like he's like psycho basically. But like trying to be the prison guard. Like at least he's like on the kind of on the good guy side or whatever. Like I don't know. Some of the characters they came up with are really cool. Like Shrike, it's a really cool character, and Falcone. I guess a lot of them are from back in the day of the comics. Like I have tons of Batman comics. Super into that type of stuff. I love Todd McFarlane is like my favorite um, comic artist. I have a bunch of Batmans of him. Some of the I don't have like the first Batman, but I have some of the older ones. Actually, funny story. There was a famous comic collection found by this guy. I think it was called the Church Collection or something. I want to say it was Edgar Church, something like that. And now the guy who found it, he runs the largest comic book store in the world in Colorado. And I've talked to him before, a few times actually. I'm friends with him on Facebook. His name's Chuck Brzezinski or something, I think. Anyway, he had an insane story of finding this like collection of comic books that was gonna be thrown out, and the story is unreal. It should be like a movie. Like, anyway, it's a long story, but the long story short, as he started going through them, they got better and better and better, and it turned out it was literally one of the best collections ever found, including like number one Batman, like multi-million-dollar collection. Just in totally insane, but reminds me of it. I'd love to have some more of those like original Batman comics. I love that, but they're like so expensive for sure. Anyway, so some of the cool stuff I do have is I have from Batman Returns. I have one of the chest emblems and a license plate. So this is the license plate. So let me see. So this is the license plate, and I made this custom frame for it. And it's not actually visible in the movie, I don't think, but it was on one of the cars that they used for the movie. So I guess there was like tons of stuff like that made, right? Same with the emblems, there was a bunch of them. So this is one of the emblems. There's a whole bunch of them, so um it's not like it can't be this individual one isn't like necessarily the one on the screen. There was like a whole bunch of them made for the movie, but this is like one of the real ones. This is like literally one of my most prized possessions. It's just so cool. Like I made like a custom case for it and everything like that. I love just like looking at it and stuff like that. I love like movie like memorabilia and stuff like that. So anyway, those are two of my most special things. And I can add my T-shirt to it for this game, which is like so cool. All right, so we're coming up to the Bolton fight. This is like, I don't know, over halfway now probably. I always kind of look forward to this fight. It's a really frustrating fight at the first time. You basically just have to learn the patterns. Make sure if you're close to him and he like swings at you, you're to like block it. You need to like reach out and deflect it. Sometimes, generally, you want to like get away from him, but sometimes you can't. Just try to stay away from him, basically. I found this fight is really fun once you know how it works and stuff. It's really frustrating at the beginning though, because it's just he just kind of like randomly starts doing these things. It definitely helps if you watch a video of what to do. Here you're just sidestepping, then he's gonna run at you, sidestepping. Just generally A lot of sidestepping, trying to get away from him. He generally does things 3 times. You want to jump over him there. And grab from his backpack, you grab one of those pods, smash it over him. And the rest of the fight, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. There, he got me with a big punch there. I shouldn't have let him hit me like that. And the easy though, it's like you can take a few hits, you know. You don't have to be so careful. I'm just trying to be as fast as possible, basically. But when if he starts like charging up to hit you and you're really close, you gotta watch out. Oops, I was on mute there. Here, the dodging can be tricky. That's probably one of the hardest parts of the fight. You can basically like get away with like almost like for the side, you're basically like moving your head, right? You don't have to like, and for the ducking, you're basically just like ducking like a little bit. Like you can almost, you just want to make sure your head goes down a little bit. You can go like to the side down a little bit or just like straight down a little bit. It doesn't even have to be that much of a movement. I think the game's just checking that you move your head in the direction it's showing. So like if it shows left or right, you're just like quickly making a movement. And it's generally like kind of forgiving. Here, just want to try and stay away from him. I like going back to where he was before. You don't want to get too close there. If you miss one of the combos, it's usually not that big a deal. You're just like have to do it again, but it definitely slows you down and stuff. These parts I try to practice kind of just doing like a super fast, like it's almost like a drum, right? For those like infinite hits, you usually have to do like a certain number of hit combos. So it's just like as fast as you can. Here and again, if you're just playing the game, I would recommend just watching the cut screens. The problem is they added in, well, it's not the problem, but they added in the ability to skip the cutscenes, which is great. But if you're like super fast with it, it can cause the game to struggle. Let's say. Here you can talk to the Joker. You can, yeah, like knock on the wall and stuff like that. He never appears, I guess. I've used like using clipping and stuff. I've walked around here and looked at more than you can see normally in the game. Like I've seen pretty much a lot of the game. I've also found some like out of boundary places where you can get out of bounds and walk around looking at different parts. Like that room is actually empty. There's nothing there. That's the point I was getting at. I wonder if there is any actual like sprites or anything of Joker, or is it just the voice? I wonder who the voice is. There's some famous actors in this. Scarecrow is I think it's Elijah Wood. I didn't realize that at first. More just quick loading screens. This part's kind of satisfying because you skip so many days so quickly. it's a bit odd how like the games are broken into chapters of like the days, right? Then right here you skip like 3 days. Like I guess it's kind of to convey that you're like stuck in the hole while this important stuff is happening. But anyway, I'm just like immediately turning around and skipping. The hand physics are really fun. It's fun to play with. It's pretty cool. Some of the design is great. It's great how when you look down at yourself, you see like your entire body. It's super immersive, and like there's like the full shadow and stuff. It's not like just like your hands. It's like so cool. And you're playing like even when you're different characters and stuff. It's so cool. Works so well for like superhero, I think. I'm looking forward to Deadpool coming out. That's gonna be definitely one of my next big games I'll be playing a lot, I think. Yeah, I'm super excited for that. I hope it's same same fun as this game. That'll be epic. This game's definitely gonna go down as one of my favorite games. I just loved everything about it. Um, Kind of reminds me of like um, I don't know, the way it's like not super polished and just kind of little like dark and stuff. Just reminds me of kind of like the earlier like games and movies and stuff. It's just yeah, it's awesome. VR is kind of at a stage right now where it reminds me of kind of flat screen gaming earlier in the earlier days. You know, when it's like you can see so much more potential than there is, but it's still like super fun and holds up really well. Like a lot of older games are still great fun today, just because of the gameplay. You know. Some of these areas you can start skipping like really quickly. Sometimes you can sort of jump through a cutscene like sooner than you would think if you just start holding down the button. I like the physics of the paper here, how it's like it's fun to play with. It's not perfect, but it's just like fun and like it's cool how it like bends and stuff. Yeah, now you can see the sounds getting a little bit delayed there. That's too bad. It's frustrating. Oh well. The earpieces part can be frustrating here. Um, I've had it where I've done it like several times and it's not working. And I'm like, what the heck? You can actually see though if you watch in the game. Now I like because I wear headphones too, right? So it's like frustrating. I think that you have to bring that controller up to your headphone. But you can see in the game if you watch that when you get close enough, the hand like clicks on like that. So you're waiting to see that. Now I kind of know like where I need to bring it to, like right up beside my headphone.
Welcome back from
But
solitary.
that part can be a little frustrating.
Good to be out of that sardine can. I should hang up this
I
poster.
love the way this poster unrolls. It's so like
Looks good.
satisfying.
Thanks.
I wish I had a poster like that.
Never thought I'd be glad to see this hellhole. Time for shut-eye. Close and lock. All cell doors are blocked. First the Batcave, then Arkham Morgue to investigate Crane. Don't need Falcone's help now. The night is mine. This friggin' thing again.
Calibration complete. Welcome, Batman.
Alright. This part, definitely I have some room for optimization here, I think. Yeah, like, I shouldn't have even really gone there with the other guns on me. Oh. Sometimes it's better to just take out these guys right at the start. That was pretty slow. This part's tricky. You at this point, I'm just trying not to die when you're like surrounded by guys with guns. It wasn't too bad, but that could definitely be faster. Missed that a few times. This room's kind of interesting. Like, you can almost go around these guys. I think I found a way to like open the door and almost get through it. Yeah, you can open that door. There's a bunch of like interesting tricks here, but I haven't found anything that works or there's potential.
Under renovation and unoccupied.
here, one of the other, someone else figured out that if you, yeah, you bring all these guys onto the pad here, you can zap them. Which works very well. There might be a way to even do that better there, I wonder. Again, it's kind of a little bit slow, but the part's hard. There's a lot of guys. Though some of those parts where all the guys have guns and there's tons of guys are definitely some of the hardest parts. 'Cause you can't just, it's just not like the normal fighting. You just have to walk up to the door there to engage that. I'm letting the guy shoot me quite a lot here. It's probably not good. Could have been a bit better maybe, but not too bad.
I've seen how she treats prisoners. And Malone. She's not perfect, but she cares.
Get your dirty jackboots out of my office!
This is no longer your office, Dr. Queencell.
Follow him. I don't take orders from
It's another good sort of chill spot. Take a drink.
Vacate the premises. Instead, you attack Dr. Crane and ransack his office.
dumb shit! Crane is the Rat King! He's who all of Gotham's been looking for!
Restrain her. Find that access card.
Rude!
Sometimes I'll just do like dancing Batman and stuff like that. It's funny if you look down at your shadow, you can like see. You can't really see what I'm doing, but it's funny sometimes. Oh, there we go.
She's locked in. I need a way around. A vent. Too high to grab. Alfred, prepare to airdrop the bat claw.
I wonder if there's ways to do this part faster. It's frustrating. This part takes forever.
I mounted on your man. Return to the conservatory and proceed to the door directly across the room.
That was pretty good. I wonder if it would be better to, I don't know, smoke them all. Or smoke the, try to get them more into a smoke there. Here you can hit the button like through the lightning there sometimes. Normally you have to wait until that's done and it goes up and down, but sometimes you can quickly get through there.
This one, Dr. Pamela Isley. The two seem particularly invested in a flower with unique properties that once grew wild on Blackgate Island.
I don't know what I'm doing there, just messing around.
In progress, sir.
That was not a very good setup there. I should have tried to get more in the smoke right away, for sure. At least I got a few of them here. That definitely could have been faster.
Another anti-aircraft gun. I should have waited. The gate's open. I can access the anti-aircraft gun. Floor inbound, sir. Now you'll literally have some pull around here.
Love Alfred's little jokes, and Batman's like,
Now I can head back down. Dr. Quinzel is quite restrained, it turns out. Exonerated for a faulty diagnosis, declaring previous days sane and thus fit for
Alfred's awesome. They work well together.
pressure by supervisor. She also justified that she acted to minimize the harm done by a corrupt system. Though she has been reprimanded for favoritism, I can tear down that grate with the bat claw. Attention, senior personnel. Wait. Working with
That probably could have been better. Sometimes you can get behind this guy. Didn't get it. This could be better for sure. I need to definitely try to improve this part. Here I'm starting to even get 2 damage. It's a tough part when there's tons of guys like that and you're trying to do it as fast as possible. It's tricky. But yeah. That wasn't too bad, but I can probably get that better.
Let me go, you vomit brain moron!
Are you okay?
You can hear me breathing a little more heavily now. Starting to get a little more tired. It's almost at the 2-hour mark now, so yeah, starting to get more tired now. Someone recently just came up with this skip, one of the other runners, where you can fly over here and get straight into this window. I got lucky there getting in there. Sometimes it's possible to like fly in and hit a guy right away, but that was really good. It's hard to do that first try. It's a good skip. Allows you to skip the entire sniper fight. The audio is really lagging now, which sucks. This part's just, again, kind of just like a chill part. Just talking.
Crane's gone. Where'd he go with my patience? I never should have let Crane's cronies drag me out of here.
You and Crane had an argument. What happened?
What happened was I walked in on Crane torturing one of my patients.
Did I get another crash there? Oh yeah, another crash there. Same thing as before. Same error. Seems like. So I lost a bit of time there. Where does it bring me back to? Probably, so this is probably easily one of the biggest time losses. Yeah, all the way back here. Super annoying. She's always like, took you long enough. I'm like, hurry up. That was probably, how much time did I lose there? Probably like 30 seconds to a minute.
I never should have let Crane's cronies drag me out of here.
You and Crane had an argument. What happened?
What happened was I walked in on Crane torturing one of my patients. I threatened to blow the whistle, and he pulled a gun. I grabbed a baseball bat to defend myself. He pulled the trigger, and it shattered to pieces. He nearly killed me. Talk about an occupational hazard. The rest of it's a blur. God knows where he went, or where he took my patients. Gotta find him.
I'll search the area for evidence of Crane's whereabouts. Setting up a perimeter now. Prints are a match for Dr. Quinzel. Small traces of gunpowder residue on this bat, but the damage isn't from a bullet's impact. This was done with blunt force. Quinzel's self-defense story doesn't add up. 38 caliber bullet, fired from a revolver. If Quinzel was Crane's target, the bullet wouldn't be lodged at such a high angle. Quinzel isn't telling the whole truth.
After you do this a few times, you start to just remember where each of the things are. I tried to like record the
She knocked the gun from Crane's hand before
the action sequences just for fun.
the gun to the floor. She then swung the bat into the desk with incredible force. Quinzel's
I was trying to get like the best kind of recording that I could, so it's kind of frustrating that a few things like didn't work.
maybe. I'll keep looking for evidence of Dr. Crane's whereabouts. Fingerprints on the chair belong to Arnold Wesker, the inmate with the ventriloquist dummy. I saw him in group therapy. Crane's prints on the floor suggest he dropped something. Crane was preparing a drug before Quinzel put a stop to it, prompting Crane to reach for his gun. What medication was Crane about to give Wesker? I thought I recognized the smell. The hole in this rug came from acrolein, a highly toxic chemical. Crane wouldn't have used acrolein by itself. He must have mixed this with another chemical to administer the drug. A chemical trace will reveal if there's acrolein anywhere else in the room.
At this point, I always kind of start to feel like it's like getting toward the end, and but there's still
Stored in this bottle.
um
Crane must have left it behind.
I kind of forget how much more there is. There's still like a pretty significant part to go, you know. But this starts to feel like more the end. Sometimes this double lock can be frustrating to do quickly. Sometimes if you go too quickly here, it can not work. If you run way ahead of Dr. Quinzel here, then sometimes it won't load the next part. So I basically just like walk with her.
Receiving, sir. Umbra records updated. Access granted, you handsome devil.
Ew. Oh,
So yeah, like I'm intentionally walking behind her here. This part's really cool. I thought, well, how there's like a secret room and stuff. I love secret rooms and stuff. I love some of the other hidden little secret rooms in this. In the Batcave, there's a hidden room at the bottom of it. If you like drop down all the way, there's like a secret little room. I love that. I love little
that's
secrets
right.
like that.
No more Miss Professional. Unless you mean the part where I professionally kick your ass. It's him. You see that, Beth? It's him. He's the Rat King. I knew it. We gotta get Wesker out in every corner
So I was
of the
trying to
world.
like get a good recording where like the people are like looking at me and stuff like that.
I know.
Sometimes you gotta kind of stay in the right place. This part's super like trippy and like weird. It's really like cool though. Like it's really well done. How you're kind of like losing your mind and like you're in this kind of like dream world because you're being like toxin poisoned or something. It's like crazy.
Alfred, I think I'm lost. Why, Master Bruce, there you are. I was just putting out some tea. Your parents are having a very special guest over. Alfred. Alfred.
You're always crooked.
The man with the gun in the alley. I couldn't stop him. I could have. Who are you? Leave. But you think you could just...
Here you can skip a few of the fights just by running by here. It's funny, sometimes I'll get comments like you're cheating by like skipping the fights. And it's funny because like for speedrunning, you don't have to stop and fight every. Imagine like for Mario, if you had to stop and kill every guy, it'd be a completely different thing. But I get it how like it's kind of. It feels like cheaty when you skip some of the main sections, you know. But some of the fights are really similar, so if you're just kind of skipping over one or two, then it doesn't really change the game that much. It just makes it a bit faster. So here I'm using the cape trick where you can move faster in a cutscene where you can't run. And watch this guy get eaten. Oh, it's Shrike, I think, right? Gnarly. This part's really cool. It's a cool boss. Here I'm not even being very careful. I'm just trying to be as fast as possible, but you want to try and dodge underneath those spinning things away from the way they're coming at you. These guys you can kill really fast. I'm not even sure if what's the fastest way to get through this. Might be able to do this a little bit faster. This part I try to just keep looking around until you see him. Like there you can see like a puff of smoke. That means that's where he is. That's how you can tell where he is. Just keep following around and where you think he is until he comes at you.
The missing prisoners. Where are they? Dumb people. I treat them. You and Quinzel are chasing shadows, looking for something that isn't here.
As far you need to quickly use your grappling gun to pull them. Try to dodge out of the way here. Mainly you're just waiting for the chest hit to open up so you can throw the battering as soon as possible. It's good to make sure you have your height calibrated right for this game. Sometimes you can get stuck in like vents or stuff like that. If that happens, you can sometimes just by like ducking down or moving around, you can change it. It's kind of cool how you can play this game like sitting down, like on a swivel chair. It's pretty good. But personally, I like standing and being able to like freely move around, and it's fun. Like it's more fun, at least for me. Not that sitting isn't fun. If if that's all you can do, then awesome. Like it's really not that different. It's nice to have the option. I would definitely recommend a swivel chair though if you're doing that. Right now, I'm not on I'm just on like a little stool that doesn't move, so I would definitely not recommend using something like that because you need to be able to really quickly like turn around like completely backwards. It's kind of funny how he's like, "You're not the Rat King." Batman's, and then Scarecrow's like, "You just figured that out, you brute." Batman just like goes around like acting on whatever he thinks is going on. He's kind of just like a little bit uh hasty, let's say, but he also like gets the job done, and he gets to the bottom of, he solves the case, you know, one way or another. It's funny how people kind of like um guide him or hold him back a little bit. I feel like Alfred plays an important part. Like here, he's like, Alfred's like, "I fear you would become that, bad guy."
I'm monitoring the comics. She transported Mr. Wesker buying an award to give her. I expect she'll be cleaning out her desk next. The final act was to protect a patient.
I think this is the fastest way to get back. You jump all the way down here.
Prisoner in solitary. One who came back. The Rat King courts the desperate. He doesn't send back rejects. It must be someone close to him. Someone mobile. Someone who came back with a deeper purpose.
I guess brute force is a good word for Batman. Let's say he gets it done with brute force. He's fighting like all these thugs, It's like, what are you gonna do?
I gotta sleep. Tomorrow's a big day.
Again, more here. I'd probably be like crossing my fingers that it's like these cutscenes are just gonna quickly go. Part of the problem with them is they can crash badly, like where you're gonna have to restart the game or crash the everything. Part of the nice part, or one of the reasons I was recording with OBS, is you got a little more what's the right word, stability, because if you can have things like where the game will crash but it won't necessarily crash the recording. Sometimes it will. If the entire headset crashes, it'll break the connection, but I feel like it's more likely to break the recording if you're recording on the device that's crashing.
I gotta get into solitary to find what Crane was talking about. The one who came back. I need Falcone's help. He's in the yard.
sometimes remembering what you have to do next can be tricky.
Find Falcone. He'll be on his throne near max security.
You kind of have to remember. But the game's usually pretty good at giving you hints and stuff like that. But you can't take, in a speedrun, you can't take time to like go figure it out, you know. But in the normal game, yeah, you kind of have to pay attention to these things, like the objectives, and it takes a little while to learn the map. Once you play the game, though, you really start to get to know it, especially the jail part. It's really not that big. It's a little bit confusing because a lot of it looks the same. But after you get to know the game a little bit, if it says like go to the yard, you're like, oh, like you know exactly where that is and where your room is and where the main things are, you know, commissary here. I had one time where I came to this guy. This guy was supposed to be, I think his name's like Tiger or something. He was supposed to be more of a main character in the game, which would have been cool because he's a really cool character. But it's cool they like kept him in a little bit, anyways. But maybe he'll be more in the sequel. But one time I came to him there and he just like didn't do anything, and I couldn't get him to talk. I had to like restart and reload a different save point or something like that. I can't even remember. Usually if you go back, you can go into the save files and edit them to like an earlier version, something like that. Here I'm using like the sand stun to quickly walk. I shouldn't be here already.
Anything happens to me, kid, there's a ledger and a vault in max security. Password's Louisa. That's my get out of black gate free card. Why are you telling me all this?
I wonder if there's a way to like instigate this fight faster. There's gotta be some more tricks like that.
Who the hell are you? Tell them you're with me. They'll fall. The Romans sent me. Mind letting me through? I got business in solitary. You gotta be shitting me. You take the Romans' money, not his orders. Now, if you got more of his cash on you, we could talk. Yeah, I'm fresh out. Sorry. Mind opening the door? I've had a long morning. It's about to get longer. Let's show them who's boss, boys. Give me the key code to the door. You ain't getting it. Try again. 9034. Thank you.
I've almost been able to get through this door by like entering the code before, but I don't think it's possible. It's like kind of, you could kind of like glitch your hand toward to get onto the keypad.
Try using your words.
Maybe.
This ain't. How'd you get in here? I know that. This guy ain't on the payroll. If we're gonna get to... You better not be trying to screw me. I'm part of the plan, boss.
If you grab the railings here, you can like, the elevator keeps going up or down and you can like be floating in the air kind of. But I'm not gonna do it in my run because it's like messing with the game.
That's it. You put my ass in the wind for some cozy baloney tape. Flanagan's enough. How does this help us take down the rat king? Boss, you're breaking up. I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. Don't you worry. Malone? Malone! Hey, look,
Again, this is a big long load here. It's probably why those big doors are there.
Because no one wearing a prison jumper ever got a fair trial.
Whatever you say, Doc.
Just threw the tape in there and then it like flies back to you.
Things are moving fast. Harvey wants to put you on the stand. I'll keep them distracted. Do you have any unfinished business? This may be your last chance.
Okay, I need you to get something to Alfred. He'll know what to do.
Of course. Just step inside when you're ready.
Hey, what the hell's this all about?
All right. Here, just a bunch of cutscenes. Getting much closer to the end now. I guess once you pass the like the scarecrow fight, that's really when you're getting to the end. I could see my boundary there for some reason. I like to set. I was probably wanting to get water, and got close to the boundary. I was gonna talk about that earlier. I have like a circular mat that I stand on, right? But then for the boundary, I draw like a big, long, huge boundary. Basically, like around a room, so it's like the full room. Um,
Alfred should have the cassette I gave Leslie. I'll get to the back.
and then I rely on the mainly on the physical boundary for this game, because you can't see and you're like punching and stuff. You can't rely on just the virtual boundary. This part's cool. How you're fighting with handcuffs and then it like explodes the handcuffs. You don't even see that on the screen. It's frustrating. How you can't see everything sometimes, but whatever.
There's the window to my cell. That cave's just beyond. One last time.
Alright, last time in the back here.
You let me in trouble as much as the truth.
What enters the land of shadows not to stay, but to return with a blessing. Maybe your shadow itself.
Alright.
Any idea who that was?
Someone who was in my way.
Oh, kind of got hung up there. That was a mistake.
Connect to a World War II naval complex.
I love the boat part at the end.
Blackgate is home to the
I
abandoned.
love boats and trains and stuff like that.
We can't leave them to the Rat King.
And yeah, like the boat environment is really cool at the end. I kind of wish it was more of it. You kind of can't really tell you're on a boat, except for like a couple parts.
The Rat King's
But it's still really well done.
There's his Ark, a World War II Liberty ship.
That's huge.
The rats will invade Gotham.
Like here, you can stop and look at the boat, which is kind of cool. But it's like charging away from you too.
It's accelerating.
And here you just get like a quick glimpse of it. And then here, this part's cool, but it doesn't feel that boaty. Like it's kind of similar to most of the other game.
I have to stop the Rat King.
This part too, like it's cool how it's like on the boat, but I feel like it could be a little more boaty. If you kind of look around,
Come back and free these
it
rats.
feels a little more like you're on a boat. I guess I don't know what I'm saying really, but it is really cool. I don't know what I would like. I don't know what I would do if I was gonna make it better. And then here it's a little more like you're on the middle of the boat. It's kind of cool, but still you can't. You're not like I'm on a boat. You know, it's not like. It feels very similar to most other parts. This this fight is definitely frustrating, especially when you're trying to do it quickly. The smoke is really good. You want to strategically use your smokes. Try to get guys together before using it. You definitely have to watch out for the guys with guns. Try to just keep moving. There, I made a mistake. Threw it in kind of a bad spot. Didn't have it ready at the right time. I could have been better. There's kind of like some weird, like, glitches you could potentially take advantage of here. Like, you can kind of get into that room where the enemies are coming out of earlier than you should. I've been able to, like, do some weird clips where you can get upstairs to where the next part is, like, earlier than you should. But it'll also, like, bug, like, the game will start freaking out because you're not supposed to do that. So I haven't found viable anything better there yet. But there might be a faster way to get through this. Yeah, here it's just slow. You just have to wait here. Then you can start skipping right away there. Sometimes if you're too fast, yeah, I don't know, that part won't load properly. I like this part a lot. Super cool how you're like definitely on a boat and like the city is right there. It's a super cool vibe. That was a pretty good start here. I like taking out those two gunners right away because they can see everything. This part's tricky for sure. It's easy to get overwhelmed. Because once they all see you and start chasing you and stuff, there's not that many places to hide, or else you have to go like far away. You can use the smoke bomb to your advantage a lot here. They can't see you, you can stun them. That was a pretty good one. Probably could have even been better. So now there's going to be another skip coming up. There's a few things combined. I found part of it. Other people found part of it. If you shoot, they fixed some of it. If you shoot through here, you can shoot straight at this wall by putting your hand through the wall. Then coming over to the other side, same thing. You have to stand in the exact right position here. I used to do this a slightly different way, but someone figured out how to do it like this, which seems like the best way for now. That allows you to get through 2 doors faster than you should. So those walls already exploded. Yeah, this was a good find. I think I used to be able to, when there was more clipping, I used to be able to clip through one of the walls on the side. I'm trying to remember, but yeah, that's an awesome skip there, and works with everything. With the game right now.
It's over, Dent. We're about to collide with GCPD headquarters. Brace for impact. It'll be over soon.
This part's always like kind of relieving. Start to feel like made it, you know.
I know you're occupied, sir, but we must hear this. The message from Master Dent.
If you turn on your detective vision here, it makes this part easier because it highlights what you can hang on to.
The bastard that killed your parents, I found him. His name was Jojo. What? He was a black kid this whole time on different charges. But I swore to you.
Here you find out that Jojo killed your parents. That's why he was in prison, and Scarecrow also probably poisoned him to make him do it. There's all kinds of crazy story. And so Harvey promised that he would get revenge against him. And this part, the graphics are just amazing. This is probably like some of the best standalone graphics ever. Just a cool ending. It's interesting how they didn't make it like super hard at the end. It's just like cool. Anyways, there we go. Alright. Hope you guys enjoyed that and learned something, and I definitely learned a couple of new things just reviewing it, so that was really fun for me. And let me guys know anytime if you have any questions. Thanks for watching, and see you guys later.